बाबा जया कुंज बिहारी जया कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवाय माहि सुभद्रा जय बलदेवाय माहि सुभद्रा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद. We'll be reading Canto 4, Chapter 11, Acts 18. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यामनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुकुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्. So we will read Canto 4, Chapter 11, Text 18. Swayambhu Manu advises Dhruv Maharaj to stop fighting. Sakhala Sakhala idam Bhagavan Kala Satya Kala Satya Guna Pravahena Vibhakta Virayaha करो करोति अकर्तैव निहन्ति अहन्ता चेष्टा विभुना खलु दुर्विभावया. Can anybody recite with the right meter because I didn't do it? Sakhala vidam bhagwan kala satya guna pravahe na vibhakta viraya karoti akartaiva nihanti hanta chesta vidumna khalu durvibhavaya. We'll read word by word translation. Saha, the, khalu, however, idam, this universe, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Kala, of time, Shaktya, by the force, Guna Pravahena, by the interaction of the modes of nature, Vibhakta, divided, Viraya, whose potencies, Karoti, acts upon, Akarta, the non-doer, Eva, although, Nihanti, kills, Ehanta, Ahanta, sorry, non-killer, Shesta, the energy, Vibhumnaha, of the Lord, Khalu, certainly, Durvibhavaya, inconceivable. The supreme personality of Godhead, by his inconceivable supreme energy, time causes the interaction of three modes of material nature, and thus varieties of energy become manifest. It appears that he is acting, but he is not the actor. He is killing, but he is not the killer. Thus, it is understood that only by his inconceivable power is everything happening. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Dhurvi Bhavaya means inconceivable by our tiny brain. Or Vibhakta Viraya means divided in variety of potencies. This is the right explanation of the display of creative energies in the material world. We can better understand the mercy of God by an example. A government state is always supposed to be merciful, but sometimes, in order to keep the law and order, the government employs its police force, and thus punishment is meted out of the rebellious citizens like me. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always merciful and full of transcendental qualities. But certain individual souls have forgotten their relationship with Krishna and have endeavored to lord it over material nature. As a result of their endeavor, they are involved in varieties of material interaction. It is incorrect to argue, however, that because energy issues from Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the actor. In the previous verse, the word nimitta matram indicates that the Supreme Lord is completely aloof from the actions and reactions of material world. How is everything being done? The word inconceivable has been used. It is not within the power of one's small brain to comprehend. Unless one accepts the inconceivable power of the Lord, one cannot make any progress. The forces which acts are certainly set up by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is always aloof from their action and reaction. The varieties of energy produced by the interaction of material nature produce the variety of species of life and their resultant happiness and unhappiness. How the Lord acts is nicely explained in Vishnu Purana. Fire is situated in one place, while the heat and light produced by the fire act in many different ways. Another example given is that electric powerhouse is situated in one place, but by its energy, many different types of machinery move. The production is never identical with the original source of energy. But the original source of energy, being the prime factor, is simultaneously one with the different from the product. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya's philosophy, Achintya Veda Veda Tattva, is the perfect way of understanding. In this material world, Lord incarnates in three forms, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, by which he takes charge of three modes of material nature. By his incarnation of Brahma, he creates. The incarnation of Vishnu, he maintains. And by the incarnation of Shiva, he also annihilates. But the original source of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu is always apart from these actions and reactions of material nature. I'll read the translation again. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his inconceivable supreme energy, time causes the interaction of the three modes of material nature, and thus varieties of energy become manifest. It appears that he is acting, but he is not the actor. He is killing, but he is not the killer. Thus, it is understood that only by his inconceivable power is everything happening. Before I speak, seek all of your blessings. When we speak such high topics, one needs to have a high qualification. And imagine a kindergartner just comes to a PhD class and starts speaking. Everyone will mock on him, saying that what are you speaking? So that's my situation. So please empower me, whatever by your blessings I can speak something. Yesterday, I was trying to create an audio for the drama. Last minute we were pulling the drama, and there was some audio was messed up, and I need to fix it. But I realized my trial version was expired. It wouldn't let me export. It was 10:30 in the night. Hare Krishna, I have to do that. Otherwise, it's a messed up audio. What do I do? I went to internet. Previous conditioning, let me find out a crack for that one. I searched everyone left and right. Couldn't find it because the world has changed. Earlier, I used to do that. Why I'm giving this example? We have a trial version of our life. We don't know when it will end. We have no idea about it. But one person, please forgive me about quoting this way, but this comes from my heart, so I just don't want to just keep it so you understand from your heart. Lord Chaitanya came here to give the formula how to get out of the trial version and get into the premium license in the spiritual world. That is the glory of Lord Chaitanya. If he would not have been there, we could never understand Lord Jagannath's Leela. Chaitanya Charitamrita so elaborately speaks about the beautiful pastimes, two pastimes happening at the same time. And devotees are more fortunate because they get to see Jagannath also, they get to see Lord Chaitanya also. This is the glory of Kali Yuga. This is the glory of advent of Lord Chaitanya. He came to give us something which nobody came to give. I prepared the presentation yesterday, day before yesterday. But when I heard the class yesterday, I was about to wipe out all my PowerPoint, but I didn't get the time. So please forgive me about my nuisance, because whatever I'll be speaking, it's not because of my qualification, but it is just because of something which I've been reading. So let me share my screen. Okay. Everyone is able to see, right? Beautiful. So today's topic is bringing Krishna to Vrindavan. When we before I read, I want to read a prayer of Jagannath Pranam Mantra. Nilachala Nivasa Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathayate Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Jagannath along with Lord Baladev and Srimati Subhadra, the eternal supreme personality of Godhead. Lord Jagannath resides in Nilachala Purushottam Kshetra and is Paramatma, the super soul of all living entities. Am I messing up something? Yeah, how do I? I think this guy realized I need a subtitle. This guy will speak anything I have to correct. So that's why I just automatically added. So there is this beautiful pastime which happens actually in Dwarka. Krishna, feeling the separation from Vrajavasis, actually faints there. I heard this beautiful pastime when I went for Mayapur Yatra, and it really touched my heart, especially being in Lord Chaitanya's abode, hearing from pure devotee amongst all the Vaishnava devotees. So I thought this is a perfect opportunity, or this is a perfect pastime to speak on this topic. So Krishna faints, and by his inconceivable energy, Narada Muni comes and Uddhavji comes. And they see Krishna's situation, what is happening. उद्धव जी अंडरस्टैंड, नारद मुनि अंडरस्टैंड, भगवान का कुछ तो लीला है, कुछ तो करने वाले हैं, अभी जानते हैं अभी क्या करने वाले हैं. He's thinking about it. So they are thinking, what should we do to revive Krishna? So Uddhav ji says, Krishna always cries. Always cries. Where is Yashoda? Where is Nanda Maharaj? Where are my Vrajavasis? He's always crying. Narada Muni ji, if you speak about Raja Leela, then Krishna will come to consciousness. Narada Muni says, that's a great idea. But there is a problem. What is the problem? Narada Muni says, if I speak about Krishna Leela, Krishna is already feeling separation. He will run away to Vrindavan. Who will bring him back? And on top of it, Uddhavji says, when I went to Vrindavan, I saw the precarious condition of all Vrajavasis. When Krishna goes there, he will never come back. So what do we do? So they are thinking what has to be done. At that time, Balramji also appears on the scene. So all three personalities are thinking, what should we do to bring Krishna to consciousness and at the same time bring him back? So Naradji devises a plan. What is the plan? He asks Uddhavji, why don't you go to Vrindavan and tell them that Krishna is coming? And when they hear Krishna is coming, they will be happy. And when they are happy, then Krishna will come back because he will not feel that what they are going through. They'll feel, oh, they are happy. So Uddhavji says, great idea, but there is a problem. What is the problem? Some time back, Krishna asked me to go to Vraja. I went to Vraja. And when I went there, I started speaking about Jnana philosophy. I realized I'm just polluting their consciousness because they are at a very highly platform. And after staying there for 3 months, I told them, I will go try my best to bring Krishna. Now, if I go, they will say, Uddhav, you are a liar. You told you will bring Krishna. Months have passed, but you didn't bring Krishna back. So I cannot go. I cannot handle that because they will not trust me. Okay, Balramji, how about you go? Because you are well-wisher of Krishna the most, and you are his brother. You knows the heart of him, and you also know the heart of Rajavasis. Balramji says, great idea, but there is a problem. One time I also went to console Rajavasis that Krishna will come, Krishna will come. I stayed there for 4 months. And when I was coming back, I told them, I'll tell Krishna what everyone is feeling. I told personally to everyone. And I'll bring Krishna back. He'll come, don't worry, just few more days. I put this petition in front of Krishna, and that day has never come. So if I go, they will say me, you are a liar. They will kick me out of Vrindavan. Of course, he didn't say that way. So what do we do now? So Subhadra Maya is also standing there and listening all this. So Subhadra says, I will go. I will go. It's a very beautiful part of the whole narration. She says, I'll sit in the lap of Mother Yashoda and I'll wipe out her tears. I'll tell my dear Yashoda Maya, we all three came. But I came first. When they were both were coming, Krishna and Balaram, everyone, the kings were so happy to see him. They were worshipping, they were offering arti. So they got delayed, but they are on their way. And then I'll go personally to gopis and I'll tell them that the men are crooked. They don't know the understanding. They don't understand the feelings of a woman. I am a woman. I want to share that Krishna is coming here and they will trust me. Everyone liked the plan. Great. I think this is perfect. And Baldevji thought Subhadra Maya is going. My brother is also following. I should also go. So before all this happened, one thing which I missed and I want to share. So they said, when Krishna wakes up, when Naradaji starts speaking about this pastime of Rajavasis, they call Daruka, make sure the chariot is ready. Because the moment Krishna wakes up, he'll say, where is Braja? Where is Braja? And he'll start running towards that one. So make sure it is ready. And Subhadra Maya says, now you make my chariot ready. Baldev says, so what am I doing here? I also want to be part of the party. He also wants to join. So he said, make the chariot for me. I will go first. Subhadra Maya will come first and Krishna will come later. And that's how in Jagannath Puri, the first rath which goes forward is Baldev's cart, then Subhadra Maya, then Jagannath. So when we think about this pastime, when we pull the Jagannath rath, when we pull Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya's rath, my spiritual master said a very beautiful line. So where are we bringing Jagannath ji to? Vrindavan. Where are we going? We are also going to Vrindavan. So Jagannath devised this plan for all of us because our attachment to this material world is so strong, like that Kailash. We know that story, very famous. I don't want to leave this world. This is great. So Jagannath ji devised this plan that ultimately it appears like we are pulling into Vrindavan, which is definitely the case, but I am bringing my devotees whose separation I am feeling. I want to bring them to Vrindavan. I want to bring them to Vrindavan. Our dearest Srila Prabhupada, when he was small, He had a desire that I also want to celebrate Jagannath Rath Yatra. And his father, God Mohan Day, he actually went to the shop to find out we will buy the cart for him. But he realized it was very expensive. And Abhay at that time was very disappointed, saying that, oh, you know what is happening? And they were coming. At that time, there was a lady sitting. He said, why is he crying? Oh, he needs the cart, but I have a cart. So they see that cart, it is movable, it needs some work. And God Mohan Day decides, okay, we will do that work. And Abhay Charan, who's our Srila Prabhupada, he actually, along with his father, paints. And they actually have days of celebration happening. All the neighborhood people come, his mother cooks, and then they have a huge festival going on. So, Jagannath Rath Yatra is not something which is just new, but it has been there from time and immemorial. And at the point, this is what I wanted to talk about. So these are the two topics which I wanted to cover. What is Rath Yatra, which I covered so far. Now, the second aspect which I want to come to is the mood behind Rath Yatra. One has to understand, like we brought in the concept here, we are ultimately bringing Krishna to Vrindavan, but our heart, who is feeling within our, even if we want or we do not want, our soul is crying and yearning to actually go there, serve the Lord in Vraja. And this is similar mood is basically rendered in these two beautiful songs, which says, Yadi gana hoito, tabe ki hoito, ke mone dari tamde, Radhar Mahima, Prema rasa sima jagate jana toke. Like I was talking about the secret about entering into Raja pastimes. If Gauranga Mahaprabhu would not be there, we would never actually understand. We would never understand. Shri Radha Gopi Janal Bhagwan ki jai, Daipati Tapan Gaurari ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So he appeared to share the crack, to get out of this trial version of material body. And he sings, Madhura Vrinda, Vipin Madhuri, Pravesha Chaturi Sa, Braja Yuvati, Bhavera Bhakati, Shakati Hoi Toka. Who would have had the power to render ecstatic devotional service that follows in the footsteps of damsels of Vraja? Indeed, the clever expertise of the Vrajagopis is prerequisite for entering the supreme sweet forest of Vrinda Devi. We have zero qualification. What to talk about qualification? We can't even think about entering Vrindavan unless we understand the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Unless we understand how one has to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is very beautiful. This cannot be artificially produced. This cannot be artificially manifested. It has to actually imbibe within the heart. And if one doesn't have that, one has to cry, one has to yearn for that mood. And how one can actually cry for that mood is by reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, specifically the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, bringing the Rath, bringing Lord Chaitanya, bringing Jagannath Ji from the original temple to Gundicha temple. And when he shares his ecstasies, who Krishnadas Kaviraj openly shares in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where we can understand what is going on. One may not understand that aspect, but one should aspire to go deeper there. When we see about this, what is the glory of Jai Jagannath? It says, Vasudev Ghosh says with the folded ends, he who is Gaura is he who is Krishna and he who is Jagannath. He is non-different from Krishna. That's why he can experience what Srimati Radharani is experiencing. Otherwise, it's impossible. Like for an example, for someone whose loved one dies, only that person knows what happens to the other world is cannot imagine. And I just realized that fact when I was going through that. One has to understand the separation. This is material separation. I'm not even going there because I'm not qualified to talk about that. One understand what that feeling is like. But here, Srimati Radharani, who's the abode of all emotions, all spiritual emotions, she is personal energy of Krishna. She herself comes in the mood of Lord Chaitanya and she calls out to Lord Jagannath. What could be that experience Krishnadas Kaviraj is writing for all of us? I was thinking for me to pass the math class when I was there, and I had bachelors and masters. So the flaw in the course was that in bachelor's, even after I didn't finish bachelor's, I was allowed to enter into master's. So 3 plus 2 years. So I finished master's also, but I couldn't clear bachelor's. Why? Because there is mathematics. I'm always poor in mathematics. I gave 4 trials, I failed. There was one friend of mine. I asked him, he passed. He reappeared for that exam again. Hey, why? I want to pass when my bachelor's degree is not clear. I cannot get out. My parents are going to kill me. What are you doing, man? Four trials, still you failed. So he sat in that exam, wrote the whole paper, give it to me. I wrote that paper. Now imagine the dull-headed person. What can he understand? What can I understand about these pastimes? But Krishnadas Kaviraj has so much compassion. He's pouring his heart in Chaitanya Charitamrita to explain the ecstasies what devotees are feeling through. Right? So when we talk about this beautiful festival, I want to read few verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'll skip some. But they basically share that beautiful pastime, how one should have the mood of Ratha Yatra. So what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first does? Harinam Sankirtan. So he divides his Sankirtan party into 7 divisions with 2 mridangas in each division, which means 14. While performing Kirtan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited various symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. And Jagannath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exchanged their feeling very blissfully. Even at Rath Yatra festival happening, Jagannath ji is like similar thing which happened in Raghunath Das Goswami's Chiradai festival. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to 3 places. What are those 3 places? Anybody remembers? Prabhu can share. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always present at 3 places. Huh? 3 places. I remember maybe 4, but please speak. Huh? Srivasangan. Correct. And 4th is where Nityanand Prabhu is present. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. I just remembered. So, yes, oh, sorry, I'm poor at verses, but good you shared. So, Jagannath ji is there and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. Those ecstasies which he is experiencing, only few people can experience what's going on. And by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything is okay. He couldn't hear the 4th is where Nityanand Prabhu is there. At the time, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself appears at that time. So, 1 second. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is experiencing and seeing that joy. Sarup Damodar is told to sing actually, that is just coming forward. Having taken permission from Goddess of Fortune, the Lord came out of the ride on the Rath Yatra and performs his pastimes for the pleasure of his devotees. The fine, white and sand spread all over the path resembles the bank of Yamuna. We generally, unfortunately, don't see that today, at least with our mundane eyes. But this is a beautiful pastime actually. And the small gardens on both sides look just like those in Vrindavan. When the Sankirtan resounded, it filled the 3 worlds. Indeed, no one could hear any sound or musical instrument other than the Sankirtan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wandered through all 7 groups, chanting the holy name Hari Hari, raising his arms. He shouted, all glories to Lord Jagannath. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there personally in every circle, and every circle is thinking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just only within that circle, like Krishna and gopis are experiencing when rasa pastime is happening. And similar thing which is happening when Krishna is going to Dwarka. I was just doing the altar service on Friday. The the wives of Krishna in Dwarka, they are thinking, I am the most beloved wife of Krishna. And Krishna is always there. Can you see how much attached he is? That he never leaves my palace. He never leaves my palace. They have no idea that Krishna is there in other 16,108 palaces also. Wow, what a reciprocation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing the similar thing because he is none other than Krishna. Lord Jagannath was very much pleased by the Sankirtan and he brought his car to the standstill just to see the performance. I didn't put that words, but there is a beautiful communication is happening between Radha Krishna here. Radha is in the form of Lord Chaitanya and Krishna is Jagannath. He is so happy to come to Vrindavan. He's so happy to come to Vrindavan and Lord, he can't move his cart. He's just so mesmerized, seeing all the devotees and seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing in greatest ecstasy here. What is glory of Srila Prabhupada? Srila Prabhupada brought this Rath Yatra to every city and every town. Even for the people who have no idea what they are doing, he is cheating them to bring them to Vrindavan. You don't have a desire to come to Vrindavan, but I will bring you to Vrindavan. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Srila Prabhupada's mood, bringing that mood that I want to bring everyone to Vrindavan. Why are you spending $40 for the mangoes, which comes from India, rotten there? Sometimes they are, I will give you the true mango, the sweetest mango, filled with the pearl. No seed in that. There is no layer in that. You can have unlimited. You will not have any stomach problem. You have no material problem. Let me bring you here. Why are you rotting here in this material world, living a trial version of your life? Indeed, the personality of Godhead forgot himself in the course of his transcendental pastimes, but his internal potency, Leela Shakti, knowing the intention of the Lord, made all arrangements. Offering obeisances to the Lord that folded, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu raised his face towards Jagannath and prays as follows. Let me offer, this is the crux, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who is worshipable deity for all Brahmanical man. Who is the well-wisher of cows and brahmanas and who is always benefiting the whole world. I offer my repeated obeisances to the personality of Godhead known as Krishna and Govinda. I'll skip these verses and I'll come to this considering the time. So Lord Chaitanya is dancing in ecstasy and falling down. And Swarup Damodar Prabhu understands his mood. Who is Swarup Damodar Goswami? Lalita Sakhi, who knows the mood, what is happening between Krishna, like Prabhu was sharing a beautiful pastime. Who is Lalita Sakhi? She is very grave and she is very strict. She's very strict. Like he was talking about when Srimati Radharani sees Krishna first time, then that conversation is going on. I don't want to get into that because I'm not qualified. But one of the point which says Lalita brings the letter to Krishna. Krishna, there is a letter for you. Who sent the letter? There is a letter for you. That same Swarup Damodar Goswami is coming, same Lalita Sakhi is coming in the mood of Swarup Damodar. What is he saying? When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dramatically enacting the song, he would sometimes fall behind in the procession. At such time, Lord Jagannath would come to a standstill. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again went forward, Lord Jagannath's car would slowly start again. What is moving Lord's cart is not the rope, it's not our effort, it is our devotion which actually pulls Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maya. Apparently, from material perspective, oh, I'm pulling the rope, there is this, there is that, we have to take care of this, we have to pull in the right direction or left direction. My dear devotees, Lord Jagannath does not require anything to move. If he wants to move, he will move by himself just because of because of devotees' devotion. Thus, there was sort of competition between Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath in seeing who would lead. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so strong that he made Lord Jagannath wait in his car. What a beautiful pastime! What a beautiful understanding of the Radha, understanding Radha Tattva. I was just hearing this pastime. Even a little bhakti one may have. Who is the reservoir of that bhakti? Is Srimati Radha, and she gives us that. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu opens his heart. I will give you a secret. I will give you a serial key to get out of your trial version to a premium license, which never expires. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very beautiful part he shares. Vrindavan is for shallow thinkers. The real place to do bhajan is Kurukshetra. Since their Srimati Radhika is in the total need of assistance and help because she meets Sri Krishna Chandra again after a very long period of time. We are shifting the gears here. Now we are moving from Vrindavan to Kurukshetra. What is that? It's not about the place, it is about the consciousness. And what is that consciousness of Jagannath Rath Yatra brings in? We want to bring Krishna to Vrindavan. The mood is always yearning. When will I get to Vrindavan? Bhajamana Sri Vrindavan. Thinking about every moment, how can I get there? How can I see those beautiful pastimes? How can I actually experience the highest joy of devotion? When I go to Radha Kund, when I go to Shama Kund, when I go to Govardhan Parikrama, when will I experience what other Gopas, what Vrindavan Vasis are experiencing? One has to yearn for it. There are these pastimes eternally happening. And what is our mood is to assist Srimati Radharani to bring Krishna back to Vrindavan. Can you imagine? A trillionaire comes to you and asks you, I need your help. You laugh at yourself. Yeah, I hardly earn few $1,000. And you are coming and asking me, you need help? Srimati Radharani, abode of bhakti, personal expansion of Krishna, Ladini Shakti of pleasure potency of Krishna. Ask us, I need your help to bring Krishna to Vrindavan. It's very beautiful, actually. This is another pastime. That very personality, Swarup Damodar Goswami said, the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, sorry, Swarup Damodar Goswami ji understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood is saying, that very personality who stole away my heart during my youth is now again my master. There are the same moonlight nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of Malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I'm also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I'm eager to go back to the place on the bank of Reva under the Vatasi tree. That is my desire. There are crowds of people, elephants and horses, and also the rattling of chariots. But in Vrindavan, there are flower gardens, and humming of the bees and chirping of the birds can be heard. Connecting Kurukshetra, connecting Vrindavan, understanding the glories of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Nobody wants to leave Vrindavan. This is the deepest aspect of devotional service. One has to understand what is our destination. Our destination is not where our Google map says you have arrived. We should keep the Google maps of these prayers which guides us every moment. in our journey to reach to our destination, where we can actually reach to Vrindavan, which is not just a physical place, but it's the state of consciousness. So we can actually participate in these pastimes. I'm not personally qualified, but even just thinking about that melts our heart. What am I doing? And with that same prayer, with that same intensity, when we come in front of Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Maya, we don't have three rats here because of the logistics. So they all three come in one chariot. Hey, I'll make your job even easier. You don't have to pull three rats because you will go from one to another one. I'll give you one rat. You pull, you will come to Vrindavan. We all three will give you mercy at the same time. What a wonderful opportunity. Here at Kurukshetra, you are dressed like a royal prince, accompanied by a great warrior. But in Vrindavan, you appear just like an ordinary coward boy, accompanied only by your beautiful flute. Here, there is not even a drop of ocean of transcendental happiness that I enjoy with you in Vrindavan. I therefore request you to come to Vrindavan and enjoy pastimes with me. If you do so, my ambition will be fulfilled. It is amazing that you have forgotten the land of Vrindavan. And how is it that this is really beautiful? And how is it that you have forgotten your father, mother, and friends? How have you forgotten Govardhan Hill, the bank of Yamuna, and the forest where you enjoyed the Rasalila dance? Krishna, you're certainly a refined gentleman with all good qualities. You are well behaved, soft hearted, and merciful. I know that there is not even a tinge of fault to be found in you. Yet, your mind does not even remember the inhabitants of Vrindavan. This is only my misfortune and nothing else. I do not care for my personal unhappiness. But when I see Moro's face of Mother Yashoda and the hearts of all inhabitants of Vrindavan breaking because of you, I wonder whether you want to kill them all, or do you want to enliven them by coming there? Why are you simply keeping them alive in a state of suffering? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is reminding Jagannath, my Lord, you have no idea what is happening in Vrindavan. How everyone is experiencing what the mood of separation they have. Srimati Radharani says, I want to die, but I cannot die because if you come behind me, you will see I'm not there and you will be morose. That's why I'm living somehow. After hearing Srimati Radharani's statements, Lord Krishna's love for inhabitants of Vrindavan was evoked, and his body and mind became very much perturbed. After hearing of this love for him, he immediately thought himself to be always indebted to the residents of Vrindavan. Then Krishna began to pacify Srimati Radharani as follows. My dear Srimati Radharani, please hear me. I'm speaking the truth. I cry day and night simply upon remembering all your inhabitants of Vrindavan. No one knows how unhappy this makes me. Sri Krishna continued, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, my mother, father, coward, boyfriends, and everything else are like my life and soul. And among all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis are my very life and the soul. And among the gopis, you, Srimati Radharani, are the chief. Therefore, you are very life of my life. Okay, proceed. We'll continue the class. We just announce that people can start speaking and walking. Yes, go ahead. Disconnect the mic. So you want to say yeah, so Rathayatra is going to be there. We want to start sweeping and mopping downstairs and upstairs. That's what we said. We can continue the class, but yeah, you all can get on, sit on chair, or need to start doing it. So, can continue. Wow, this is good, Koji. Thank you. You are my most dear, and I know that in my absence you cannot live for a moment. Just to keep you living, I worship Lord Narayan by his merciful potency. I come to Vrindavan every day to enjoy pastimes with you. I then return to Dwarka Dham. Thus, you can always feel my presence there in Vrindavan. So considering the time, and I know we have so much going on and we have to take care of other services as well, I would like to end here. But before we end, I want to summarize what we discussed today. We actually started our discussion based on the Srimad Bhagavatam that the time is critical, our trial version is expiring. And then we spoke about what is Jagannath Rath Yatra. We narrated the beautiful pastime, how Krishna fainted in Dwarka because he wanted to go to Vrajabhumi, and how Uddhavji, Naradaji, Baldevji, and Subhadra Maya arranges. And finally, Krishna comes to Vrindavan along with Subhadra Maya, Krishna himself in the form of Jagannath. Subhadra Maya and Baldevji, they come to Vrindavan. And then we covered about without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we could have never understand the highest emotion because Srimati Radharani herself appears as Lord Chaitanya. And then Lord Chaitanya is actually having these wonderful ecstasies which is being narrated by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And then same experience is narrated by Srila Prabhupada when he translated these books in English for us to actually understand. And at the same time share the same amount of ecstasy, similar ecstasy to people like us who may not be qualified to actually open that heart. So ultimately, the Rath Yatra is all about bringing Krishna to Vrindavan. And in that journey, we are also traveling to Vrindavan. And that way we can eternally live at least our consciousness back in Vrindavan. With that, I would like to end here. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Any reflections? Prabhu, would you like to add something? Anything? Any other reflections anyone wants to add? If not, we will add. We will add. Any comments online?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Dhamma. Prabhuji said like the places that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always resides. One place Srivasa. Can you please tell us that list?
Yeah, Rasika Bhuvi Prabhu had actually added. So one is Nityanand Prabhu, wherever he is dancing, wherever he is, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. Srivas Angan, he is there. Sachi Mata's house, because that's a beautiful chapter where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sends one of his associate, Damodar Pandit, to um, go to Sachi Mata and tell her, saying that I come every day to eat whatever she offers with the love. She sometimes feels that she didn't offer, but I actually personally come and eat. So that's the third place. And then the fourth place is Raghav Pandit's house. Raghav Pandit is such an amazing personality. He cooks for Lord, and then whenever he cooks, Lord personally appears there. And he is one of that associate who could actually experience all when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally comes, and he comes when we just had Chiradai festival last week, and he comes actually personally there, and he comes also to there where Raghunath Das Goswami is serving, and when Nityanand Prabhu comes in the evening to eat the supper at Raghav Pandit's house, at the time also Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears, and Raghav Pandit smiles and sees the reciprocation between their love. So these are the four places Lord Chaitanya is always there, Marci.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. Any other final reflections before we end? Okay, wonderful. Thank you all. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveda Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo ananta koti vaishnavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear devotees.